Hi, everyone. Gilliam here. Welcome to my podcast, Real Estate on the Front Range. In this episode, I'm taking a look at the monthly market update for November of 2025. I'll highlight the year over year data as well as the month over month so you can see what is going on in this market. I'll also talk a little bit about affordability and what mortgage interest rates are doing. So stay tuned as we get into the details. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate on the Front Range, my podcast where I cover all things real estate here on the Front Range of Northern Colorado. Join me to get market updates, tips, and information on relevant topics to make sure you are fully informed before you buy and sell your next home. This is Gilliam, your host, and I look forward to you joining me on your favorite podcast for the latest episodes. All right, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and start with mortgage interest rates. As you can see here, the 30-year fixed rate is 6.34%. Looking over here to the left, you can see that the 30-year FHA is 6.03% and the 30-year VA is 6.05%. Now, I have talked with a lender recently, and this is where I want to address a little bit about affordability. They have ways that you can stall or postpone a monthly mortgage payment for 6 months after you buy a home if you pay the principal amount that you would have paid during that 6 months, which technically is very little. It's high interest payments up front and very little principal. And so that might be one of those things where you can just pay that, let's say it's $1,200 at closing, and then you don't have a mortgage payment for 6 months. That makes it a little easier for you to save up some money and get ready to make those mortgage payments come the time that they're due. So they can do that, I believe, for FHA and VA. But get in touch with me because I can get you in touch with those lenders. Not every one of them is doing it, but there is one lender in particular that offers that kind of opportunity. So that's what interest rates are doing now. If you think back to last year at this time, interest rates were hovering right about 7%. So definitely in a better place. That makes homes a little more affordable. The forecast that the experts are saying out there is that interest rates should continue to gradually go further down. I don't know what that will be, and we never know. If you've seen my podcast before, for 2024, they forecasted that rates were going to get down into the fives, low fives, even some of them, and that never happened. In fact, they went up. So take that all with a grain of salt, but something to keep an eye on. But all that to say is rates have hovered right around 6.3%, 6.2%, and that definitely is an improvement compared to the 7% rates that we've been seeing in the last year. As far as affordability, one of the other things that's going to help is that homes are sitting on the market longer. And with that, I've seen a significant number of sellers actually just pull their home off the market and they either rent it out or they just say, let's just wait until the spring or what have you. But there's still a lot of homes that are on the market and have been sitting there a while. And when that happens, a lot of sellers are in a better place to negotiate. You can lower the price, you can ask for a concession to help with a rate buy down or just pay off closing costs, or you can do a combination thereof. So there's some good options out there if you are a buyer. And with homes sitting on the market longer, you have time to think and look around and see which one might be the best fit for you. So this is a good time for buyers, even though by the numbers, as we'll see, we're in a seller's market. The behavior out there between a lot of buyers and sellers is a signal for more of a buyer's market. That's a subjective observation, but the numbers tell a different story. However, when you're out there buying homes, sellers are usually willing to negotiate on a few things, if not price, a concession, what have you. So, but they suspect that home values will not significantly increase over the next year or into 2026. And if rates continue to go down, that makes things more affordable for home buyers. And so that's one of those things that you as a home buyer should consider. I would even encourage you, if you or someone you know wants to or is thinking about buying a home, get in touch with me and I can get you connected with a lender that can help you evaluate your situation and see what your monthly payment might be and what loan programs are out there that might help you make a home more affordable. Because right now, again, homes are sitting on the market and sellers are more willing to negotiate. And so this is a great time for buyers if you're looking to buy a home, and especially if you want to keep it long-term, say 5-10 years or more, which is kind of the trend now. On average, people are holding onto their homes for 10 years. it's a good idea because it's better to pay your own mortgage than to pay somebody else's mortgage. And at the end of the day, when you go to sell, you'll get some of that money back because it's equity in your home. So, good time for buyers right now. So don't hesitate to get in touch and talk about that. Let's go ahead and run over to our year-over-year data for Boulder County. And you'll see here that the number of new listings for the month of October, that's our latest data, is down 3.5%. So 332 new listings in Boulder County, and that's down from last year at this time when it was at 344. Pending sales are at 268, and that's up almost 11% from last year at this time. So we're seeing more buyer activity on the market. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that buyers have more room to negotiate, rates are a little lower, and so we've definitely seen an increase in activity from buyers. Closed sales are up only 3.3%. That's at 285 closed sales in the month of October compared to last year at this time when it was at 276. So not a big change. Days on market until sale, that is down 3.1%. That's at 63. Last year at this time it was 65, so about the same. The median sales price for Boulder County is $825,000. That's down 1.2% compared to last year when it was $835. So again, not a significant change. Average sales price is $1,025,000 and some change. That's down 2.5% from last year when it was $1,051,000. And the percent of list price received is 97.8, and that was the same as last year at this time. Inventory of homes for sale is up 11.4%, and even though there's fewer new listings compared to last year, not significantly different, but homes are just staying on the market longer, and so that inventory tends to pile up. And so we're up 11.4%, so 926 homes for sale on the market compared to last year at this time when it was at 831. And our month supply of inventory is up almost 6%. So 3.6 month supply of inventory compared to last year at this time when it was 3.4. Larimer County, some similar statistics. Now, these are all different markets. Boulder is its own market, and that has a huge impact on the data for Boulder County. But sometimes we see some similar trends and sometimes completely different, as we'll see when we get to Weld County. New listings are down 2%. So 492 new listings in Larimer County compared to last year at this time when it was at 502. 398 pending sales, that's up 10.6% from last year at this time when it was at 360. Closed sales are down 0.8%, so hardly a change. 385 closed sales in October compared to 388 last year at this time. Median sales price is at $590,000. That's down 1.6% compared to last year when it was at $599,000. And then our average sales price is up 2.1% at $691,000, and compared to last year when it was at $677,000. Percent of list price received is up 0.3% at 98.5% compared to last year when it was at 98.2%. And the inventory of homes for sale in Larimer County is 1,355. That's up 16.8% compared to last year when it was at 1,160. Now, I think those stats are interesting, that new listings are slightly down, and we're not seeing a significant, a greater increase in pending sales or even closed sales because our rates have been down to 6.1, 6.2, and now about 6.3%. Last year at this time, 6.97%. So you would think with the lower rate, we'd see a greater influx of buyer activity. We haven't. We've seen a little bit of an increase, but not as much as you would expect. Let's go ahead and jump over to, well, month supply of inventory is 3.5. That's up almost 3% from last year when it was at 3.4. All right, Weld County. New listings are up 8.2%. That's at 595 compared to last year when it was 550. Pending sales is up 16.4%. That's at 418 homes under contract compared to last year when it was 359. Closed sales are down 5.1%. That's 389 closed sales versus 410 last year at this time. And I will say with those closed sales, because it kind of lags, you get a home under contract, typically the contract period is about 30 days. So I suspect when we look at November's data that we're going to see an increase in the number of closed sales because all those pending sales right now are going to be closing here either this month or next month. So we should see a rise in the closed sales across the board. Days on market until sale, 74. That's up 2.8%. Last year at this time, it was 72. The days on market, or the median sales price, is 510%. That's up 4.3% compared to last year at this time when it was at $488,950. Our average sales price is $565,000 in Weld County. That's up almost 6% from last year at this time when it was at $533,000. And our percent of list price received is 98.8%, and that's down 0.3%. Last year at this time, it was 99.1%. So sellers are getting a little bit less than what they initially listed the home for. Inventory of homes for sale is 1,401. That's up 16.5% compared to last year when it was at 1,203. So almost 200 more homes on the market in Weld County compared to last year. Our month supply of inventory is at 3.3. That's up 10% compared to last year at this time when it was at 3. Now I want to jump over here to our month over month data, and I'm going to be looking at detached homes or single family homes. And just to give you an idea of new listings month over month, we're seeing a trend downward. Weld County is kind of a sideways trend, but Larimer and Boulder counties are definitely seeing a downward trend month over month. And you can see this graph shows the last 3 years. So there's kind of a pattern that you'll see. And we have different variables that cause the market to fluctuate in different ways. But overall, the trend is the same year over year. The sale price right now for the average sale price is kind of trending sideways across the board. If I switch to 1 year, it might be a little more pronounced. Well, not so much. So it's kind of a sideways trend. So home values have not changed significantly as far as the average sale price and even the median sales price. I'll take a peek at that here. It's about the same looking at the graph. The number of homes for sale is trending sideways for Weld County and taking a slight dip for both Larimer and Boulder counties. Percent of list price received, I'll look at the average for that. And that's kind of trending sideways. Boulder County has seen an increase in what sellers are getting for their homes compared to their original list price. Number of homes under contract, that's kind of trading sideways too. Sorry, that's a stock market term. They're kind of trending downward in Weld and Boulder, but Larimer is slightly trending upward month over month. Number of closed sales, as you can see there, closed sales are trending downward for Weld and Larimer, and then Boulder County is trending upward a little bit. So we're seeing more activity in Boulder County as we looked at the year-over-year data as well. Days on market until sale, that is going up for Larimer and Weld counties and slightly down for Boulder County, and that's reflective of the increased activity that we see in Boulder County compared to the other two. And then the month supply of inventory is sideways for Weld and trending slightly downward month over month for Larimer and Weld counties. Now this data here shows depending, this is how many showings it takes before a home goes under contract, and showings to pending has gone up significantly for Boulder County. This is a good figure, a good figure to get an idea of what kind of activity sellers are typically seeing before they finally get an offer. It's trending sideways for Larimer County, and it's slightly upticking for Weld County. And this is the median. Let me look at the average and see how that's different. It's trending upwards across the board. So that means homes are sitting on the market longer. It takes a few more showings before they find an interested buyer that is willing to write an offer on the property. So we don't like to see that one go up from a seller's perspective. The showings per listing, that's also going up. That is a good thing for sellers. That means there's more buyers out there looking at homes. So the more this is up, that just means there's more activity. I've talked to people that have hosted some open houses. Some get nothing, it's crickets, and then some will get, recently this last weekend had 10 visitors, 10 different groups come through. So it's kind of hit or miss, depends on the house, the location, those kinds of things. So we are definitely seeing a little bit more buyer activity, and I think next month's data will reflect more closed sales and perhaps even higher as far as pending sales are concerned. So that is the month over month data. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. If you or someone you know is interested in buying or selling a home, be glad to consult with you or them and help you get moving in the right direction. If you find this information helpful and you want to get alerts as to when I have more content coming out, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and you'll get that. I not only do real estate material, but I love photography and videography. So I'll post stuff or videos and photos at various times to give you an idea of what's out there. here in Colorado, whether it's Rocky Mountain National Park, wildlife, fall colors, all that kind of thing. So yeah, like I said, don't hesitate to get in touch if you need anything, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.